We spend our lives when we start to work thinking that having a life by working a 9 to 5 is the way it's supposed to be. And that's how life should be going for people, as it is the standardized condition for pretty much everyone. And then when people actually retire, they face a sort of crisis when they stop to work, because in the short term, all of a sudden you have so much free time. All of that free time actually makes you just raise naturally a lot of questions, such as the nature of life itself. What is the purpose of actually being here? Why are we here? And what's the purpose? What's the reason? Did we just came here to work and then retire and keep watching on our friends and family the entire lives as we did? Or is this something else that we may not actually perceive before? All of these questions make us go deep into some topics, and people may come to realize that they actually waste a lot of time working. And I'm not even thinking about the economic framework that I developed and discovered that essentially allows you to retire in 5 to 10 years of work by understanding how the monetary system actually works. I'm not speaking about that. What I'm speaking about is the fact that most people are wasting their lives or spending their lives working a lot to then realize that most of the time that they just worked didn't serve them properly, because they end up stacking on money that they may not even need, or they just wasted money because they have more money to spend. So they didn't necessarily improve their lives in any way by just spending money on things that they wanted to buy, just to end up realizing that everything they bought was as important for their lives as essentially to buy nothing in the first place. There's things that we really need, such as maintaining a good life situation and good health conditions, but those things are actually fulfilled on money terms that most people can actually get. So the problem with this is, if you retire by the regular age of 65, you actually realize that life itself has a lot more meaning than what you thought it was. And actually, the essence of this experience here is more to fulfill yourself and also enjoy your life with others, and not so much to be working and making money. But by that time, you don't have the same opportunities and capacities that you could have if you were younger to actually enjoy life to the fullest potential. So a lot of people retiring on this age just realize that they kind of miss the gap in terms of what they could have had in their lives. Now, I have a lot of friends that actually retired early because just like me, they were able to figure it out how the system works. They could retire earlier than most people. Other people just made so much money that even if they didn't realize how money really works, technically they have more than enough to sustain their lives for the rest of their own lives, so it doesn't matter either. But these people are retiring on 50s, mid 50s. Again, there's also young people that retire around my age, but it's not very common. In fact, in all my friends are very correlated to what I'm doing in life. And in fact, pretty much everyone is older than me, except for one guy that essentially never cared about money that much and is just either getting some money to then spend with friends and enjoy his life as it is. And if he needs money, just goes back to work some job to just get some money and then keeps going on travel this way. But for the rest, pretty much everyone is older. And everyone just says the same, that if they actually knew what I got to understand, they would stop to work way earlier and they could eventually stop at the same time that I did. But again, no one taught them that, and there was not enough information on their time to understand that they could actually get another path. But even so, they're very happy to be around 50s and they're still on very good condition. They actually, most of them, what they did is after they stopped to work, they start to have a life with more sustainable way of living, which means eating better and healthier and do exercise on a regular basis. So a lot of these people around 50s are actually getting into physical and mental shapes, conditions that are in a way comparable to when they were around 30, just because they're taking care of themselves better right now than what they used to be. And even for my case, I remember when I had a problem, a physical problem, and I had a back injury. I stopped to do exercise around like mid 20s, and my physical condition was not even close to what it is today because I stopped to work entirely physically because of that problem. But after I solved it and I went back to my physical activity, I was able to actually acquire even better physique today than what I used to have in early 20s when I was technically on peak condition in age physically. So again, there's a lot of things that people may believe they're not necessarily true in terms of this idea that after these early ages everything just decays. It's not really like this. In fact, most of my friends, they do realize that mentally, because of all this way of living better, eating better, and physically taking care of themselves, also the way they're living lives, they're actually studying because they naturally develop curiosity around a lot of aspects in the world. So they just naturally choose to take a path in which they find themselves study different things. And because of that, they feel mentally better than even when they were working. So again, the most important aspect here is you don't stop to work to do nothing. You stop to work to do everything that you like and enjoy to do, which is essentially one of the basic things that we should be doing here on this planet. Because the truth is, we have some years to live here, and regardless if it's a lot or not, we should be living like every single day matters, every single experience matters. And if you want to do something, you should do it today. You know, these things of just getting it for the next day, whatever you want to do, if you just keep delaying things, you're just delaying your life to keep moving in the direction that it was supposed to be. The truth is, no one's truly happy if their life stuck. So if you feel like life is not moving for you, and that doesn't really provide true fulfillment, you're not truly happy. Because our natural state in here is for us to find a purpose to then drive ourselves towards it, whatever it is. This is a unique experience for everyone. So each person should get a life in a way that they enjoy. And this can mean so much different ways of living life that is not even comparable. Another aspect that I find very important to mention is most people on society structure, they're afraid of showing who they truly are because society kind of tell us how to behave on a standardized situation. And so people get used to behave pretty much in the same way. So you just follow a pattern of behavior that people get along with. And everything outside of that is just not considered very normal. And because of this, people are just living by the standardized condition of living, which is limiting everyone essentially. Because we are on daily basis restricting ourselves to show who we are truthfully. And I can tell you, like, a number of things, for example, are actually tied up to work. I can tell you that when I was working for other companies, I never developed my way of working properly because I was always trying to fit into the company. And so all I was doing was just to go through the norms. But as I build my own companies and businesses, I naturally progress in a way that just makes sense for me. And I can tell you that the way I see things in terms of work is not even close to what most people consider to be a standardized work condition. I'm extremely entangled with the framework people have on United States in terms of having business and carrying on with scaling and progressing on operations. So this is what I try to do on a daily basis. In terms of my own businesses, I just take action and do everything that I can to improve everything and support everyone that is working for me. And I'm very glad that I can do this way. And I also appreciate that the people that work for me apply the same methods. Because people that let things for tomorrow when they could do it today will never be optimal nor optimizing the things that could be actually done within a company. And that doesn't really provide the things to be carried on a natural way. But yeah, essentially, it's important to recognize that life truly changes when we stop to work. the first aspects that we get is quite scary because our brain actually tell us to go back to work because it's what it used to do. And then you have to fight your brain in the beginning to essentially tell him that you don't need and you're not even supposed to go to work anymore. And in fact, there's people after they retire, they just find a job because they don't fight their brains to stop. They just keep going. And again, if someone seems like their life has no purpose and they should just go back to work, it's also their option to do that. But if you actually go inside of yourself and you try to understand what you could actually do in your life outside of the work, what you could actually pursue, what you can do if you truly want to, you understand that you just open a world of new possibilities because a lot of free time and having some capacities just allows you to live a life that you never thought was possible before. And again, you can pretty much take the course that you want, and the way you will take it and live life from the moment you can choose what to do just makes the journey very magical and amazing. Because if you do what you truly want to do, you understand how happier you become every single day. And it just keeps adding up. It's a really amazing experience. And I can tell you that some people ask me, and I know a lot of people that don't really understand why I stopped to work. And I just tell them this: the moment you will understand you should have stopped a long time ago. The problem is that we never stop. So we only realize when we actually do.